Avenue extension back in the day.
Right.
And now, like, it's crazy. I still work out of Brooklyn, you know. I'm an artist, and it's crazy because I've been known I'm a target for, you know, at least the last 10 years. I definitely, like, could verbalize and identify what was going on the last 10 years of my life. And I don't know, like, you know how people, like, you get friend requests and you're like, I don't know you, and you don't take them, you know, because you know you're a target. You don't want to let in the wrong people. So it's because of, like, what happened. That guy, like, he knew me from our childhood, but when we were kids, like, he was a little out there, you know, he was a little weird. Okay, I used to go to the Limelight. Have you ever heard of that?
I have.
We all these kids, because I'm from New Jersey, but where I'm from in New Jersey, I'm closer to Manhattan than Brooklyn. That part of New Jersey is closer to New York City than Brooklyn and Queens. I know, like, a lot of people don't realize how close that area and how urban it is. You go through the tunnel, you're there in 10 minutes, and 42nd Street. So I grew up literally looking at the whole New York skyline. That's you're up on a cliff and you can see the whole skyline, the river's right there. So I grew up very close to New York City. 10 minutes.
Are you Italian?
No, I'm Irish.
Okay, so like,
Russian.
so do Russians, like Russians and Italians in New York, do they get along or not get along?
No, they're different. Very different, which is crazy that I was even born, right? But yeah, they're two different kinds of cultures. Completely.
What about the Russian mob? The Russian mafia, does it really exist in New York?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Is it worse than the Italian mafia? Or?
Yeah. They're very scary people. They're all business people. Like the mob, you don't know. Like they're just business people. They're people that have businesses. It's hard to, like, pin what the mob is. They're people that own businesses and they network. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then they get into the politics, you know. Like usually their second generation, like their kids will somehow get in politics, you know what I mean? And that's how the whole system and area gets so corrupted and infiltrated by these cultures and these people. Does that make sense? But they're not, like, you know, people think the mob, they think it's a bunch of guys hanging out in a social club, just selling drugs, running numbers. No. I don't want to particularly, like, point out a company or a business, but they own restaurants. They own the garbage.
You know though, like the depiction of the mob, I think, in today's world, they still try to depict the mob like they were back in, like, the like
40s.
Yeah, the 40s, or like at least like the 60s or something. You know what I'm saying? Like those older movies, when they still got people like that around, of course, but the families who own everything in the mob, like they've like moved up, and like they own like judges and corporations. Yes. They own, like, you know, they own stock in the military and prison systems and stuff, and
yeah,
it's like they're worth, like, they got lawyers in there, like The Godfather Part 3, how he was talking about how he needed more lawyers. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like they got lawyers and all this stuff, and it's not like what people, you know what I mean? Like even street gangs aren't what they used to be. If you go back and you look at pictures of black street gangs, like if you look at pictures in Los Angeles of black street gangs in the 80s and the 70s, you compare them to now they're all on, like, Facebook and Twitter, and they're like famous rappers now. They didn't have...
What do they call that whole movement? Like the Enlightened movement in the black community? What is that called? Yeah, I mean, that's probably not the best example, but no, you're right. They're online, and nobody's, like, identifying them. Well, actually, they do still identify, right? You know, they wear it. That's kind of crazy. You watch, like, Hassan Campbell, know who he is? He's from my area.
What's his name?
Hassan Campbell. You know who, oh, you gotta look him up. You know, not the Sugar Hill Gang. Oh, wait. I gotta look it up. I haven't looked at him in a long time. He outed, hold on, you're gonna be like, oh, shit, not Tribe Called Quest. He got molested by, like, not Sugar Hill Gang. Hold on. He lives right here, like, close to me, too. Oh, man, where the hell's my computer? Wait till you hear this. You're going to be like, oh, damn. The conscious movement. That's what I was trying to say. Hang on. My computer's dead. I got to look on my phone. Zulu Nation. You know what the Zulu Nation
Oh,
is?
yeah, the Zulu Nation.
Yeah, well, the guy from Zulu Nation lived in his area in the Bronx, and all the kids, because he was like a rapper and had money, he used to like prey on all the kids in his neighborhood. Hassan Campbell's an adult now, and he's on YouTube like, yo, these people, he was part of the Zulu Nation too. And apparently he got molested by him as a kid.
Yup. There's people coming out now saying, I heard that. I read an article saying that he was molesting some of the younger children, and it could be, like Jay-Z's a part of the 5 percenters, and the 5 percenters is like the same thing, like the Black consciousness movement in New York. And like you got the Moors and what's the other groups? You got a bunch of other groups. A lot of them are like prison. To be honest with you, a lot of that
prison
stuff.
Gangs.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff comes from prisons. A lot of black people go to prison, end up becoming Muslims, and end up reading a few books, and then they start some little gang in prison, and then they come out to the streets. I got friends like that. I got a lot of friends in the black community. I know a lot of people like that, but they come out to the streets, and realistically, most of it's about like, same thing as street gangs doing, selling drugs and stuff. But some of them are really serious about that stuff, though. Some of them are really religious and serious about it. But I was gonna say, like, I wanted to ask you a question. Like in Harlem, like they got the regentrification thing where they take out of the old Harlem, they build Starbucks and stuff. Like now the Little Italy, I heard like it's only like 4 or 5 stores. Like it's almost gone.
Well, Little Italy's still there. It's about actually like 4 or 5 streets. But that's like a tourist thing now. You go down there for the fair, and this time of year, actually the fair is like in 2 weeks. They have the Italian fair. There's still the Italian like restaurants there, but I don't know. It just feels like a place for tourists. Chinatown's still Chinatown. Like Chinatown still has a huge Asian community. Lots of Asian businesses that sell like fake bags and all that good stuff, But Little Italy is just like a tourist place now, where people want to go. I believe it's still owned by some of the old Italians. It's very expensive to own anything there. But Harlem changed, man. Harlem is crazy. Harlem used to be like crazy. I used to go up there, and I used to be able to go in like these candy stores that had a window, and you could buy your weed in there and whatever, it was like real open. And that's how it was when I was young. Everything in New York was like an open market. We used to go, all right, this is crazy. It's a story. I was like 14, and my boyfriend, I don't even know, he was definitely older than me. So like, we used to go to billiards, and go play pool. And people would just throw their coke out right there on the pool table, sniff coke and play pool. Out in the open, in the billiards, like nothing. Nobody would say anything, nothing. It's crazy. If you think about it now, I'm like, that is fucking wild that we used to be like it was like that, And now Harlem is like nice, it's crazy. I don't even think there's any little smoke shops like there used to be. I wouldn't walk in a store and just be like, oh, you got some weed? Like, I wouldn't even do it. Like, but back then it was way different. But the projects are still there. You know, I'm sure the business still exists, the drug market, but it's people are way more quiet about it, you know. It used to go to certain neighborhoods and people would buy, like the dealers, like 20, 30 dealers would be fighting over you, you know, in the street, in the open, like nothing. Crazy, yeah. Yeah, Harlem is like Disneyland now. All in New York. It's weird. I don't like it, honestly. I kind of liked when it was dangerous.
I just watched some guy get out of his car and walk into a Burger King, and he had some sort of physical disability. Like when he walked, he was limping.
Yeah.
And I thought that was pretty courageous. You know, knowing that there's people out there who are rude, who would laugh at somebody like that. You know, to wake up, that must be pretty courageous to wake up every day and have to go out into the world and have an obvious problem with you like that. Like when he walked, he was like wobbling, like limping.
Wow.
And that must be pretty courageous to go out into the world every day knowing that there's people laughing at you and just keep, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
Like that made me, right. Like when I was a little kid, and I had seen him, I probably would have laughed. But now that I'm old, you know, now that I'm old, I realize there's nothing funny about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. One day, I was with my daughter, and we were in like what is that called? Like the Dollar General store, the one that has things for $5. That one. I don't know. We were just standing there. I was looking at stuff, and my daughter looks over and sees a woman with cancer. She was 5 years old, like just started kindergarten. She was like, "Mommy, why is that lady bald?" I just grabbed her. I pulled her in another aisle, and I was like embarrassed. I didn't know what to do. I was really like, you know, kids don't know, and I had to explain to her. And the lady like quickly left the store because I was like in my head debating, should I apologize to her? Should I tell, you know, I think she knows this is a child, you know. I felt horrible about it. I mean, I still, like, it's like 5 years later and I still remember it, you know. It's not even, sometimes people say things they don't even realize, you know. They don't even realize, you know, what they're saying, you know. Here's an example. My daughter's friend has a little brother, right? He's got some kind of deformity in his ankle. I'm an adult, and I didn't even realize. When I first met the kid, I was like, oh, like it looked to me, like when you look at it real quick, you think like the kid got hurt, like he got a big bump on his ankle, you know? So my husband did it too. Like when he met him a year or two later, I was like, oh my God, don't do that. Like, he has a problem, you know?
Hey.
But we both reacted and we're adults, like, oh my God, what's wrong with his foot, you know?
You know what? I think like, okay, you know how they got, you know what I think is, you know how people talk about the Anunnaki and the extraterrestrials?
Yes.
Like, from what I researched, the extraterrestrials that came here and created and helped to like mingle with humans and create humans and co-create humans and create Atlantis and Lemuria. I don't think the people, like, people talk about like the Illuminati and all that stuff in today's world. I don't think they really know what was going on. Like the people, like the secret societies that they have in Washington and New York, and the people who own all these world banks, and they look at humans as like, you know, they can control humanity. I don't think they really comprehend fully what happened with like ancient civilizations, extraterrestrials. I don't think they have as many answers as what they think, and I think they look like they probably go to channelers, like people who channel and do astrology and stuff. They probably they're trying to find out more information about what's going on.
Yeah.
And I think there's actual humans like you know how we go on YouTube and we talk about like reptilians and all that stuff like regular people do? Like we speculate on the Anunnaki and the Illuminati and reptilian stuff. I think they might be afraid of those reptilian things. I think they know those reptilians are real, and they don't really comprehend what the reptilians are, but they know they're real. And I think they're more afraid of all this stuff than regular people are, because it ain't nothing to me. Like to me and you, if there's real reptilians and there's extraterrestrials and they're coming and going, there's ancient Atlantis, that's not going to hurt me or you. How's that going to hurt us? it's going to hurt the people who are in control of the banks. The people who are in control of politics, they're the people it's going to hurt because they're going to lose more. The public's going to lose more faith in them, and they're going to lose more power.
Yeah, like what are you doing about this? Yeah,
Right.
like
if some reptilian extraterrestrials or some reptilians under the ground just showed up and started walking around, it wouldn't really, I'm sure there would be people who would go crazy and lose their mind, but it wouldn't really bother me. They ain't hurting me. You know what I'm saying?
No, they haven't.
You know what I'm saying? Like if some reptilians just showed up and just started walking around and talking to people, the only people it would hurt is the people who want to manipulate humans.
Yeah.
The people trying to control the banking, the people controlling the politics, the people in secret societies, those people are afraid. Because
well, what do you think? Do you think civilization is as old as they try to say? Like, do you believe in evolution? Because I don't. Like, I don't believe that shit.
I think it's old. I think, like this is what I think. I think you had like a type of species that were similar to humans, kind of like cave people, like monkey type people, and I think some extraterrestrials came along and mixed their DNA and started creating a different species. And that's just how I feel. I could be wrong, but that's just how I see it. Yeah, I don't believe in the evolution, how humans went from being like nothing, like a piece of dust to being what they are now.
Yeah, no. I think, well, the thing that really kind of breaks up the whole evolution thing is we haven't evolved in the last 2,000 years. I had wisdom teeth. Like, why the fuck do I need wisdom teeth? Like, I don't chew on sticks anymore. Like, why the hell do I have this second pair of teeth in the back coming that most people have to get them out because they don't even need them. They still have their molars because we know how to take care of our teeth now. And they wind up messing up your teeth and causing you a lot of pain. If we would have been evolved, we would have probably no longer had a use, or our body would have no longer made the wisdom teeth. And the other thing was, we probably wouldn't have to wear clothing still. You know what I mean? Our bodies would have evolved to this climate that we are in. We wouldn't have to wear clothes. We would have grew fur or some kind of thicker skin for protection. You know what I'm saying? Like, our bodies would have evolved by now in the last 2,000 years. So I'm not sure I really buy evolution because we're still not made for this environment, In fact, we were probably better off as monkeys.
Right. I think they're all scared. I think, I hear what you're saying, if we were evolving naturally, we would have been involved in something else. But, as far as, the Freemasons, all these corporations and stuff, I think they're scared. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to keep people dumbed down and stupid. They're scared. Because people, they need people, but people don't need them. I don't need no fucking secret society to help me.
No,
what do I, you know what I'm saying? They're not doing nothing for me.
That's why I'm skeptical about any of their theories about the shape of the earth, space, whatever. Things that I can't personally prove. I cannot personally make a rocket, so I can't really get out of space and really look and see where I am, So I can look at that as, that's just a theory. I don't work for NASA. I can't go up in space, so I have to take their word for it. So when I have to take somebody's word for it and I can't experience it myself, it's as good as having faith like you would in a religion, right? So we're all programmed, we're programmed to believe these things. Where was I going with that? Oh, okay, but their symbolism is pretty freaking telling, you know what I mean? Like, why do we have the Star of David on our money? Like, those little things. I believe there are people that have the blueprints. They know the secrets. There's some bloodline, older bloodline probably, that's been passing the secrets down. I'm Irish, and during the potato famine, we had a lot of Celtic before then. There was a lot of beautiful Celtic books, and they call us, Irish people, the land of saints and scholars. Why was it so important for the English to come through Ireland and burn all of our books? The only book that's left is the Book of Kells. I saw it. It's in Trinity University in Dublin. Every day they go in and they change a page. and it has all those like Celtic knot drawings. You know, when the day I was there, I saw a dragon, and it's all written in Celtic. I didn't, you can't read it, but other people can. Like, why is it so important? Why have they been erasing our history? And it's not just my people, all of our people. That's why they kind of like want us not to identify who we were or where our people come from. They kind of want us to forget who we were. I think our ancestors might have known some of the secrets. That's why they want us to all intermingle, mix, and lose. They say, I don't know how much of the Bible you believe, but there were 7 tribes at one point, and there's probably secrets in our original tribes. If you're targeted, I definitely believe you have some kind of bloodline, some kind of magic, in your bloodline.
I wish we can get a hold of one of these people and just beat the fuck out of them and find out what they know. Like somebody, like one of these motherfuckers, one of these little preppy ass motherfuckers who lives in some sort of family who has all the stuff. I wish we can get a hold of him, just beat his goddamn fucking ass and find out everything.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no, I know, definitely.
Little fucking sitting back manipulating people and controlling people. I'd break his goddamn break his goddamn fucking jaw, find out everything he knows and throw his fucking ass in Lake Michigan.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Right? Yeah, definitely.
That's what people need to do. People. That'd be funny if a bunch of people got together and went up in a Freemasonic lodge and found the oldest Freemasons, just beat one of their fucking asses and found out everything.
Yo, one day, yeah, definitely. One day I buy antiques and I sell them. So I went to this place in Paterson, New Jersey, which is only like half hour from New York City. Paterson was the capital of like lace and textiles back in the day. So Paterson's ghetto is hell. And I'm an ex-addict and I'm like, I don't know if I really want to go there. But I did, I was like, it's all right. I'm a big girl, I can handle it. So I was like not sure where the hell I was going. And I get there and it's like a freaking old mansion, like with the old, like from the early 1900s. Beautiful woodwork. Like, I was amazed with the house that I went to. On the wall, he had a big Mason poster. It was antique. And I was like, wow, that's Masonic. And he was like, the man was Korean, but I believe he bought this house with all the antiques because he gave me a little bit of a history. He was like, the man that owned this house had the biggest lace factory in Paterson, and he was telling me it used to have a pool, and now it's the city. There's more houses around him and stuff. So he was like giving me the history. And when I walked up to that poster, he was like, "Wow, you know what the Masons are?" And I was like, "Yeah," But he said that thing that he owned. He was like, "It's really important."